Nigeria's agricultural sector is at a crossroad. The sector is challenged by numerous factors, from the effect of climate change to insecurity and limited access to funding and digital tools that enhance agricultural production in modern times. On the other hand, despite contributing 25% to the national GDP, Nigerian local farmers often lack access to basic infrastructures such as electricity, clean water, and healthcare services that support fruitful agricultural production. The absence of these support structures is reflected on poor farm yields, post-harvest losses, and outdated farming methods. Let's take a look at the statistics. In 2025, it is estimated that over 33 million Nigerians will face acute food insecurity, up from 25 million recorded in 2024. This overwhelming figure shows that if nothing is done proactively, the food crisis will worsen in the coming months. Between 2020 and 2024, over 1,356 farmer deaths were recorded. These are not just numbers. They reflect an impending danger to Nigeria's food and agricultural security. Insecurity, violent attacks on farming communities, and banditry in agricultural regions have sadly displaced farmers and disrupted crop production. Other factors such as high cost of fertilizers, seeds, machineries, and poor logistics and infrastructure like bad road access, high petrol prices, and middlemen levies hike transportation costs and inflate food prices. All these factors and more combine to deepen the threat to food security, rural livelihoods, and economic stability. But there is hope. Today on In Depth, we explore the many potentials and benefits of adopting an integrated agricultural system in Nigeria. This system of agriculture has been tested and proven to be sustainable, locally driven, and adaptive to Nigeria's landscape, if given due priority. This is Innovate Hub, one of Nigeria's leading indigenous, not-for-profit, non-governmental organization, whose mission is to develop innovations, promote creativity, and support entrepreneurship. Its vision is to enhance socio-economic growth and sustainable living through human capital development.
We focus on bringing ideas to reality in Nigeria, and it's a major key for us to do everything under the same umbrella, like a one-stop shop structure. And in Innovate Hub, we have here the Impact Labs, we have downstairs the more technical and vocational skills, and then we have outside our fabrication, our wood workshop, even our integrated farm, which is something that we think that for the region is really, really essential to get young people excited about agriculture and the new nuances that are going on in the world today.
We visited the site of the organization's smart farming template, the E-Cube model of integrated agriculture, to see how it proposes sustainability for Nigeria's agricultural landscape, especially for local farmers.
This model is a fully integrated system, one that communities with probably off-grid, that don't have access to electricity, can have this model, and it can empower the life of all the farmers within that community through a circular system. And this system includes having poultry production, so it merges crop production, livestock production, and also things that bring community together. If you say a rural environment, one thing that it feeds off is the fact that everybody are interrelated and interconnected with one another. So this model is one that can be central to a location, provide all of these services, including processing. So farmers don't have to worry about post-harvest losses again.
The integrated agricultural system combines crop cultivation with livestock, aquaculture, renewable energy, and agro-processing in a systematically synchronized ecosystem. It upgrades the farming experience from being a struggle to being a solution, vibrant and attractive to a younger generation that does not fancy traditional farming methods.
We are raising a generation of farmers who we don't want to remain rural, right? They also have kids that actually go to school, right? And these kids too cannot also be deprived from this technology. So this model is one that already gives them basic education, understanding little basic things. In fact, we talk about young people who are running away from agriculture because agriculture is not attractive. So give them the opportunity to see it as a business through a holistic model.
One of the things that kind of shies people away from the farm is because they feel like it is cumbersome. It's not something that they can really see where it can scale to. And our model here at the hub is something that is perfectly scalable, and we feel like every community in Nigeria, rural or not, needs this kind of integration and needs this skill.
For us at Innovate Hub, our strength thrives in the fact that we're a fast-paced environment, first of all. We support innovators, young and old, through various interventions and programs that we run. We believe in a Nigeria and an Africa whereby the youths and the population will be able to feed itself and sustain itself. Africa is one place that needs, beyond software solution, needs hardware solution.
This is not a normal roof other farmers are using. Some of them use iron, some of them use other zinc and others. Yes, but this is another method whereby it makes the environment cool for the birds.
Are you capable of training people to come and learn this?
Yes, we have been doing that over and over, and we can still do it.
Tell us, how many persons have you trained?
Last time we trained the ITF student, over 200 people. Wow. Yeah, students. We trained the lecturers too, that they came to around and come out.
Is there any form of follow-up to understand, to see the progresses they are making?
Yes, they can do that if they want us.
The waste from the poultry farm, after being composted, also serves as manure for the... That's why you see we have a very green, serene field, nothing artificial here, all from waste. So here we don't use soil. This soilless farming technology. Instead of using soil-based medium,
we use rice husk. Okay.
So the innovation is to use rice
husk as a media, yes.
Okay, so what plants can you use rice husk to grow?
Yes.
Is it every plant, including yam, tomato, rice, beans, potato? Tell us the plants that you can use rice husk.
For instance, as you can see now, this is a cucumber. We have cucumber here.
Okay.
You have a tomato. You have a habanero. You can plant all those plants. You can plant a carrot. You can plant your onions, and so on and so forth.
Basically, at the farm, we run an integrated system. An integrated system is like a circular system where nothing goes to waste. So over here at the fish area, we grow catfish, We also have tilapia. We have tilapia. And the fish waste, usually people that run fish farm, the waste, they let it out and then that's the end for it. But over here, we run what we call the aquaponics. The aquaponics is a system where you use wastewater from fish to feed your plant, to grow plants. You can use it to grow any plant, whether tree crops, vegetables, whatever. Now, this wastewater from the fish is nutritious, is high in nutrients that is needed for your plant to grow. So in this system, it is a sustainable agricultural practice. Channel it to your farm. It reduces the use of chemicals. We use that here in our orchard. At the orchard, we have 3 plants like cashew plants, we have mango. So we use that to feed the tree plants. We use it to feed vegetables too. It runs over there, the aquaponics/hydroponics too. So that's what. So this is the orchard, and at the orchard we have 3 plants. We have mangoes, cashews, and the pear plants over there, avocado. And how it works is we use a drip irrigation system. You can see this. These are drip lines.
Okay.
Yes, so drip irrigation system. This drip irrigation system helps to control flooding. So what happens is the waste from the fish goes into a tank. There's a tank behind. We pump into the wastewater into that tank, and that tank supplies that nutrient-filled water, which is the fish wastewater, to the tree plants, and it is supplied with these drip lines. So it's a drip irrigation system that we run here at the orchard. Yes.
One challenge that the rural economy faces is from post-harvest losses. And this system, when we say this system is one that already encourages precision farming and also doing more with less. And imagine if we have precision farming in place without access to markets and access to processing, because the real value for agriculture comes when we can add value to it. This system is also one from many of our participants that have built technology, because Innovator is fully invested in hardware development. So these are interventions that are developed by the innovators we support. So made in Nigeria for Nigerians. Now this is a drying system. For example, if we are producing tomato, how can we dry tomato? How can we turn it to powder? How can we turn it to waste? Except all the different, so the idea, this is a pilot, but the idea is for it to have different machineries and equipment and systems that can add value to the produce. Of course, the idea is local, so definitely it is affordable for the local context. Imagine if you have to import sophisticated equipment that are not sensitive to the concerns of lack of electricity access. They are very complex to utilize. The local people cannot utilize it. But when you build locally, you are building with the context of the end users.
These innovations are not they are not something so strange or something so unique to the world. The world knows this. The world knows the techniques, they know the know-how. We just put it together in a way that is Africa-centric, in a way that is Nigeria-centric, in a way that each and every individual in Nigeria can actually make something and create something and create sustainability around themselves. We're talking about greenhouses, we're talking about poultry farming, we're talking about infusing electricity to kind of marry everything with the fish pond, the hydroponics, and drip irrigation system that we use around the systems to create that circular environment that empowers a scalable model of farming.
Through partnerships with TED Fund, LR Group, and other stakeholders, the organization is not only deploying one cube, but also building capacity for Nigerian engineers, researchers, and agro-entrepreneurs to replicate and scale up the model.
Through the researchers we support, we ensure that they have that mindset shift to begin to think doing research for impact rather than research for, I just want to publish journals. So taking it from that angle, we go into entrepreneurs. Many entrepreneurs today do not have support. We are bringing what you cannot see anywhere in Africa at Innovate Hub to support researchers, entrepreneurs who have innovations that they want to see to fruition by giving them an ecosystem where they can thrive with knowledge, and not just theoretical knowledge, but practical knowledge.
We're always dealing with, working with researchers who are key to trying to tackle these challenges in their unique ways and formats. Some of them have tackled it from the aspect of post-harvest losses, where they've created solar drying machines. Some of them are tackling it from the aspect of greenhouses, where they're creating sustainable greenhouses with locally sourced and locally found building materials. Most recent one we just had in our transformative initiative workshop, where one of the parties created a greenhouse that is built on just bamboo. So these are the ways that we're trying to really captivate the region, where we're creating solutions that everyday Nigerians can actually use, not something that is dependent on, I have to import this or I have to import that.
What sets Innovate Hub apart is its commitment to local innovation.
Everything we build here is based on local relevance. We want to see a Nigeria whereby we don't need to rely on imported substitute before we can thrive as a nation. We don't want to rely on getting things imported before we can eat and even feed our people. How can we as Nigerians work together, solve our indigenous challenges through the innovations we spring forth, so that Nigeria will be a hub that not just fits itself, it fits Africa and of course fits the world.
Through the iFair Fellowship Program, initiated by the Embassy of the State of Israel in Nigeria and implemented by Innovate Hub, young farmers like Samson Ugbole have emerged with unique solutions for growing soilless crops, leading to the creation of Soilless Farm Lab in Ogun State, Nigeria.
So Farmer Samson, he's been able to secure over, I think, $20 million in grants. He's given access to not only training, he's capacity building on our youths, and he's giving them a livelihood that they can use to take care of themselves and their families. The whole business model is that he buys their produce, and then he has a general market where he distributes it to Lagos, and I believe this year he's starting to export out of the country.
The innovation behind Soilless Farm Lab is transforming how food is grown in Nigeria. The Farm Lab has built a system that enables year-round farming without soil, using controlled environments and precision irrigation.
This is the vegetable nursery at Soilless Farm Lab. In here we do basically fruity and leafy vegetables. Now, if you notice well enough, we have tomatoes of different growth rates here. The height of this is quite different from the height of this, although they are the same varieties. Now, this is to ensure that we have an outcome that is all year-round production. So you don't want to produce all at once and have a glut on the farm. So you want to always have production on the farm. So that is why we have them in different stages. The nursery is strictly organic. So we do not make use of any banned chemicals in here. This is just a medium for where the root is established for the crops. We make use of rice soil that are gotten from the neighboring villages around here. So we make use of their waste and we incorporate their waste into our own production. So we are limiting the carbon footprint they might have left, and we are bringing it here to make it more usable in our own production. So it's a win-win thing, win for them, win for us.
One of the things we've been able to develop is the use of vertical farming system using technology, Right now, you're in one of our vertical farms. You see plants growing in multiple layers, about 8 layers. What this means essentially is if we were to do this like regular growing, we would have needed 8 times 8 of this size of space to get the same amount of production. So these are vertical buckets, and this was what brought me to iFair from the very beginning to see how to develop this locally. We've gotten the design right. We are just waiting. By the end of this year, I'm sure we'd have gotten our production done, or we'll have our production running locally.
For Farmer Samson, food production should not be seasonal because hunger is not. Today, Soilless Farm Lab is not only growing smart agriculture, they are also growing young farmers through their Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture program. They have also covered more than 96 acres of land in 2 years, created over 160 agro-businesses, and generated more than 19,000 jobs for young Nigerian farmers. And they are still expanding. With a population projected to reach about 250 million by 2050, Nigeria must shift from fragmented rain-fed agriculture to climate-smart tech-enabled systems that are sustainable, inclusive, and scalable. In this regard, Innovate Hub is driving this transformation through its groundbreaking One Cube model of integrated system of agriculture.
We are very, very open to collaborators. We are collaborating with the World Intellectual Property Organization, which we help all our researchers and entrepreneurs when they leave here. Most times they're leaving with a patent, they're leaving with copyright, they're leaving with actual tangible, something that they can actually say that my research and my effort has come up to something. So these are one. And then we run programs. We run some 2-week programs, 6-month programs, a year programs. And each program, it takes you to the next level of your development. Whether it is you come with no ideas at all, or whether it is you come with an existing idea that you want to be refined and improved upon.
By scaling this model, Nigeria can generate sustainable jobs, especially for the 70% of its population that relies on agriculture. This system of agriculture has the potential to revitalize rural economies, slow down rural-urban migration, reduce post-harvest losses, and improve nutritional outcomes in communities that have long been underserved.